Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today is going to be a Spine of Fire reading. A little bit different than I normally do. First off, I'm going to pull one card for the masculines and one for the feminines to see what is of the highest priority focus for each at this time. And what is the union space, the connection? Where is the meeting place of those two energies? So thank you, Divine Creator. What is it we can see for the masculines and the feminines? One card. Feminines. And what can we see for the union space? I have not looked at what the cards are yet. Union space, harmonizing space for these two frequencies. Where is the meeting place for each? Okay, we have a few. 3. Okay, so let's look at the masculines. Authenticity for the masculines. Release self-doubt. Embrace challenges. Embody your uniqueness. There's nobody like you, masculines. Your feminines are your perfect match in all of your unique awesomeness. You are perfect as you are. Oh yeah. Choose your own path and have courage. So this is really about you designing your reality, masculines, completely. And feminines, what do we get? Levity, let go of inhibitions. So release self-doubt and let go of inhibitions. You hold the key to your own freedom, feminines, not your masculine, I want to say. Embrace challenges. So this is both seeing what is before us and doing those things in our own right. Don't take things too seriously. Embody your uniqueness is the compatible energy there. So feminines, really lighten up. Be of a joyful nature. You're doing great. Open your heart and play. So yeah, it's like both are finding they can do no wrong because they're trusting themselves, their connection to source, their discernment. This journey has made such progress in just relaxing and being ourselves, embodying our deepest truths, not hiding our light. What can we see for the shared space? Okay, chamber of incantation, invocation, summoning, ceremony. So both are calling in further connection. The masculines, as they become more authentic, their feminine comes in to highlight. Feminines, as you let go of your inhibitions and stop making your masculine the one that gets to define whether or not you are in flow or not at this stage, like when you are accountable for your own happiness, your masculine comes in. So there is a calling in by really aligning with our independent true nature, our sovereign true essence, that's calling in the counterpart. Temple of Amethystia, tranquility, patience, and disillusion. It's also what's happening right now to release anything that is not ours. So feminines, don't get too serious about the things that you need to release. Let it be done with patience and tranquility. Let it be done with grace. And masculines, remember that it won't feel manic when you're coming into alignment with your true self. Ego self, yeah, but not your true self. And Temple of Perfected Essence, divinity, honor, responsibility, and humility. Yeah, the authentic core masculines is this divine nature. And feminines, be joyful with the freedom of a child because you are also in this humble divinity. We are really extraordinary beings that we see beyond the mundane into the open potentiality of this existence, this reality. And so the sky really is the limit here, everybody. So let's see what the masculines and feminines are experiencing in the material realm as it relates to these things on the journey. So crown chakra, is that what we want to do? Yeah, so masculines. Okay, 2 kings, King of Swords and King of Crystals. This is Father of Swords and Master of Crystals. There's a bit of a fatherly rite of passage here. This one says Father of Swords. This is the analytical teacher, the masculine polarity in a card. But this is the divine masculine coming into their knowing, coming into their authenticity. Yes, listening and taking instruction from their literal father, potentially, with Father of Swords here, making them into the masculine that they are in, either directly or indirectly. Your journey, your relationship to your father, divine masculines, is really beautiful here, because regardless of what you have glorified or thought it should look like, it has been exactly what has been needed. And your father had their own cross to bear here. That was their karma, but it's not yours. And this is the resounding truth. You don't have to be the apple that doesn't fall far from the tree. You can be uniquely you in a way that your father may or may not ever truly understand. There is wisdom to gain from seeing your father go through their rite of passage, but ultimately your life is your life alone. I'm hearing the masculine saying, I want to make my father proud. And so, yeah, there is this energy of proving their masculinity right now. With this sword kind of resting, I'm also getting the masculines know that while it's nice to have their father's blessing, that ultimately it is their knowing alone that determines what path they will take. I rarely ever get father energy for the masculines. Usually it's mother clearing, mother healing, mother energy. And today this is the father. So on the crown chakra, I'm also getting a really interesting message about, because this is our connection to Father God, like God, the crown chakra in balance allows us to really profess that we have a connection with the divine. And oftentimes our mother and father are our indicators of what we believe God to be. So if we have not received love in enough measure from our earthly mother and father, we won't perceive the divine to be a love-filled energy. We will perceive it as punishing or controlling or jealous or absentee, depending on what we were modeled. And so there is also this deeper knowing and a reconnect to crown, to source, that transcends any influence of father or not, or wrongful influence, or gratitude for the ways that father really did instill this magnificent path to the divine source connection. What a message. Okay, feminines. Unconditional love and progress. This is interesting because there is a father literally in this card as well, taking a mother and a child to safekeeping. In the inverse, this could be where the feminines have not had that protection from the father and having to have unconditional love of the masculine. I was thinking of my father today, and that through circumstances I have not been in communication with my father. We are at peace with each other and our relationship. It is a profoundly beautiful connection, but I have not spoken with my father in many months. I do look, though, at this card, and I was thinking about my dear dad today, and how in many ways some of my karmic relationships with masculine energy had a fundamental belief that the masculine was somehow ill-equipped to be strong enough to exist in this difficult world, that it would be impossible for a man to rise up into truly being able to keep their family safe, to do what was right, to be able to have success in relationship. There's this broken home, broken generational lineage patterns here, and unconditional love of the feminine, reconnecting with source God energy and forgiving our fathers. What a beautiful, interesting theme to emerge. What can we see on the third eye chakra? alchemy, and curiosity. So this is the healing, the temperance. So masculines, be curious right now how you can balance out the healing on a deep, deep intuitive level. And I'm hearing there are no rights and wrongs. Whatever you are led to look in the eyes, to face right now, is what is coming up for you to process. And if you can adopt a curious, open, peaceful, tranquil, rite of passage sort of attitude, that if it's coming up, it's your humble responsibility to move through it, allow it, process it, but that you can have an open curiosity because you're becoming objective, because you are getting a balance. You're striking a balance with your healing. It's becoming more of a productive motion. You've learned how to balance out in the face of adversity, I just heard. So that means you can adopt a more curious, playful, productive mode when you start sensing that there's something that needs to balance out or be released, or where you can bring in greater peace. There's more of a confidence in being able to figure out the route of success there. What about the feminines on the intuition level? The Emperor, there's another archetypal father. This is the masculine father archetype. The logic, the reason, stability, and inner bravery. So there's something about living up to some sort of also imposed standards, feminines. An impeccable standard, a righteous standard, but it can also be an oppressive standard here. There's something that can soften, some kind of assumption about masculine archetypal energy, feminines. You're being asked to use your intuition to see, is there any unconditional love that you can still apply to healing with your own father? Are there loose ends? Is there some sort of impeccability that you can have that would require bravery in a humble form that would bring honor on your name? I just heard it's your responsibility to bring divine love to those generational factors in order to have full forgiveness of the masculine, to come into sacred union with your divine counterpart. What can we see for the throat chakra for the masculines? Ooh, they're working on communicating to their Queen of Pentacles, divine feminine. So masculines are getting their ducks in a row with the duck to talk to the feminines. They do see you focused on this unconditional love, feminines, and so they know that whatever they say about this big picture, about the experience, about what they've navigated, what they've seen, this tapestry of a relationship that you've navigated together, that you are focused on this cup of love and that they can now put in the work. They've seen you as someone that has been able to put in the work in your own right. But being on the throat chakra, this is communicating. This is comparing notes, correlating your stories, getting to know each other, really understanding what this work looks like to you, and expressing from their side of it how you've inspired them to do the work, how you just focusing on yourself really does demonstrate an example for them to focus on their own inner work, that they see you as equals because you're someone who has that tenacity to focus on the inner work like they do, and they have not seen too many people who are ready, willing, and able to question reality and make sure that they know if something is true or not. Specifically, whether or not your heart, divine feminine, is telling you the truth, even if it's counterintuitive. Because you have known the love that your masculine has had for you without them having to say it, and when they've flat out denied it or been silent about it through omission, that you have still trusted in this becoming. They want to tell you how invaluable that was and how that is rare. how they have not seen that in other people in this incarnation. What do the feminines want to say on the throat chakra? That they're freeing themselves from devil energies, the illusion, the entrapment, the low vibrational things. The feminines would want to communicate, or are communicating to themselves, that they have been buying into fear-based illusions in their lives, and that this connection, masculines, has stopped the feminines from just taking that approach or those cliche easy outs. The feminines are now able to free their own minds from these predictive, programmed ways of looking at others with segregation and prejudice and judgment and fear. They're now somebody, through this connection, because it defies logic, they have learned that they don't need to believe in those lower vibrational things. That when they can look at it from a more peaceful, open, big picture, that the devil energies cease to make any sense. They're illusion. There's no rhyme or reason in them. They're crazy making. And so the feminines have learned that going around in those cycles of crazy making, there's no freedom in that. And they're stopping thinking and doing the things that cause those loops. So they want to talk to you about that. This connection has really shown them how to not engage with those lower vibrational things. What about the heart chakra? Union. So masculines haven't been fully seeing what a triumph this heart space affiliation is. They haven't basically shouted it from the rooftops yet, but there's like a preparation for this connection to be celebrated once it's reached this point of safety and acknowledgement with the two behind closed doors in your secret wonderland. I just heard this lack of full-fledged public understanding that you are connected, that this love has been deepening. This is where the great reveal, these connections are going to come out into the public awareness as fully formed babies. It's like going from like people not even knowing that these couples are connected to, ta-da, here we are, in perfect harmony. It's something like that. The masculines are big tricksters and stuntmen. Take gender how it resonates. There's this kind of flamboyant energy I'm getting from this, that the masculines like to create a masterwork and then lift the veil and have this incredibly stunning work of art revealed. So that's kind of cool. They're saying it's not been all out of wounding. It's actually been because they're a creative genius. That's an interesting take. That's a very lighthearted, beautiful, authentic thing. It's like until the masculines' authenticity was dialed in through this journey and this union being one of their master works of art. Oh, masculines. It's like bearing their soul to the world to show the world their true counterpart and this connection and how beautifully it's come together and the journey and sharing the story. It's like they've been writing it, composing it, experiencing it, manifesting it, curating it behind the scenes impeccably. They are so aware of what has been happening on the heart space, but it has not been time for the great reveal and for the world to see. But the masculines are saying here in their hearts, it's becoming more aligned to bring it out into the open. It's more justified. So in many cases, feminines, you won't have even heard this from your masculines' mouths. You will also know simultaneously with all the world knowing. So this has been partly why they've held it back from you, because it's had to be 100% feminines. And so everybody gets to know about your connection when the coast is clear, karmically speaking. And when they tell you, it's going to be a reveal in many ways. There's no going back from that. The masculines have not wanted to be hypocritical, and so until certain people can know about these connections, you'll know why it's been on the down low for your own situation. And that's not just necessarily, you know, sneaky, shady things, because I don't think that's very divine, but the developmental challenges, the personal sovereign rites of passage, the things playing out in each other's lives. It's a matter of priorities as well. But on the heart space, it's all part of this grand becoming. What is the feminine here? Page of Cups, more unconditional love, and the King of Wands, this patience, this kindness, this presence, the vote of confidence. This King of Wands is not in the upright. So it's like, while these divine masculines have been embodying this confidence and becoming, the feminines have stayed in their sweetness. They have not gone karmic on your asses. Oh, that's so beautiful. So in the heart space, how could they? They've been rooting for you, masculines. They've been watching it unfold. They've been watching you deepen in your fidelity, your commitment to self, your purity, even your monogamous energy. But this is also your spiritual energy, your shamanic energy, your temple embodiment. They've been seeing you come into their own. And this King of Wands and this Six of Wands are both in the inverse. So this is the karmic, coming back from the karmic battle and having victory. And this is also, you know, the great reveal. When you come back in from the karmic war with this victory in hand, your feminine sees who you really are. And this is when, in their eyes, you have also reached king status, is when you can, for all the world to see, acknowledge this victory of spiritual union within and in true love relationship. It's not an easy undertaking in this material world. It is not something that is, you know, it is hidden in plain sight. It is here for those who have eyes to see, but it's not often the focus of what consumes our focus in any given day, our attention. But in the heart of hearts, there's this sacred holy of holies becoming shared here, while the feminines are watching the masculines come into their embodiment and just savoring the sweetness of the process. What is happening on the solar plexus for the masculines? Divine justice. They are upholding. They are the diplomats under heaven. They're bringing in this empowerment in kind, small, basic, everyday, mundane ways, which actually is the code cracking, because it is those mundane, overlooked, casual energies that actually are the devil energies. We don't think that they hold a lot of power, so we gloss over, we carpet sweep, we move on to the next thing. It's the 911 energies that take most of the cake. But these subtle things, the small things, the formative things, the daily routines, that's the harder stuff to break. And the masculines have empowered themselves to buck that norm and bring in divine justice to the little things. It's the little things, the subtle things on the empowered level that the masculines are literally taking a humble divine responsibility to be impeccable that way with the little details of their lives. No more cutting corners, no more befriending shady people. It's just like that for the masculines. For the feminines on the solar plexus, the world and the Four of Pentacles. So there's an opening up with the Four of Pentacles. This is scarcity, lack, competition. No more competition. It's feminine against feminine yesterday. This is the wholeness. This is the embodiment of the healing. So feminines, your hearts are opening, and this presence, you know, oftentimes I will say that it's karmic, feminines, to want all or nothing and to demand that the masculine come in with a proposal when you haven't talked for 2 years. You know, it's like You've got to just allow the process. And these small, kind gestures that are authentic and freely given, that's what you want. That's what's going to crack your heart open, feminines. It doesn't have to go from nothing to everything. Enjoy it. This is the romance coming in. This is the courtship coming in. This is the playfulness, the getting to know each other. This is where actually the real life, the real connection gets to be experienced in these day-to-day ways that don't seem like the glorified ways that relationship gets romanticized. It is these sincere things that matter. It is the genuine affections. It's the care. So yeah, feminines, you're opening your hearts and your empowerment to see that you're good and whole on your own, and anything your masculine gives you is icing on the cake. It's sweetness. What can we see on the sacral for the masculines? Oh, Two of Cups and the shadow. So yeah, the masculines, this is the devil energy here. So the sexual, this is the materialism, and then the love here. So they know it's not just lust, it's actually love. And so they've had to go through their shadow to make sure. They've had to have had a coming to God moment to qualify this and to affirm this as love, because they've looked at everything that it could be, kinks and fantasies and imagination and all manner of devil energies that the masculines had to make sure and test that this wasn't too good to be true. They have found redemption here, that they, after everything, they're still incredibly attracted sensually, sexually, and that it was none of those lower vibrational reasons. It's actually because this is a true match, and the feminines on the sacral. Okay, it's about to be revealed that this is your 10 of Cups beyond your wildest dreams. You don't see this coming. You don't see how much progress your masculine has made to qualify that this is real love and that you are the best one in all the world for them. You haven't seen that. You haven't seen it. You don't see it coming. You don't even know the ways that your masculine is going to tell you and show you how much they appreciate, because you have defied every possible lower vibrational thing here. They've weeded it all out and you've passed the test, feminines. The masculines maybe at some stages didn't even know they were offering a test, but they have faced the devil with everything it could be in a lower vibrational way, and love wins the day. What about on the root chakra for the masculines? Okay, a major tower has struck the masculines, a telepathic confirmation, something that the masculines didn't share with you came through energetically, and it blew their minds. It was like the final straw that confirmed that you actually do have a weird, uncanny, completely energetic connection with each other that they have never shared with anyone else. Yes, we can have telepathic connection. Yes, we can have signs and synchronicities with multiple people, but something here, it was like the masculines directly tested this, or they knew that they were thinking a certain pure kind of way, and then you picked up on it and expressed somehow like that, and the memo, the energetic memo got through, and they were almost in disbelief because you actually corroborated their theory in real time. Something spooky action at a distance very much happened. A G. Feminine's got a tower here on the root chakra as well. Tower. Five of Wands. This is you, feminines, deciding what is authentic and what isn't, and you made the right choice. So something in the energy was sending mixed signals, and you chose wisely. You handled it wisely, feminines, and your masculines socks were blown off because any other feminine energy in that same position, or even one other, didn't do it the way you did it, I just heard. Huh. So feminines, you've also blown through some kind of a tower, a limiting, previous limiting karmic way of interpreting things. You made a free will choice to interpret things on a higher love-based level, and you will never be able to go back to a lower vibrational way. It's like you caught your own faulty logic in the act and were able to say, no, I don't choose that timeline. I don't choose to manifest that lower vibrational version of reality. I'm not going there. And your masculine, whatever this was, your masculine is aware of whatever that was. Somehow that's going to play out differently for every single person here. Wow. Okay, I think I'm speechless. I'm just going to leave it at that. Many blessings. Bye for now.